And again, when you start to look at how well we're connected back, there's been a significant amount of work being undertaken relative to how people can come here from all over Adelaide via busing, via additional buses, via train, tram. It's the best serviced part of the entire city. What we have at the moment is the capacity to provide 2,100 cars within the parkland, very much as we do at the moment. We're also looking at commercial car parking arrangements with the opportunities to potentially put 800 cars semi-depressed into the ground below some tennis courts, and also the ability to provide potentially 900 odd cars on the other side of the river in this corner over here. To the maths, how do we put 50,000 people around the ground? Well, as Mariano said, we've got 14,000 in the western stand, which is at the top of the screen here, over 3 levels, in through here. On the south stand in the blue, we're creating about 13,500 seats in through there, and that's effectively the main infrastructure component of the project as well. And on the eastern stand, we have just under 20,000 seats in through there in a range that allows us to effectively start to work in concert with the scale and size of the western stand. And we get a couple of thousand against the north edge as part of the lower seating arrangements between the hill and the edge of the boundary fence. So just to do some sort of orientation around the ground, if you like, the lowest drawing here is a ground level plan, and we then move our way up through the building sequentially just to describe the arrangements. We have the western stand in through here on the lower edge as being described. We have a park entry on the east as people can come up the Victor Richardson Drive and enter the ground on the axis at the east, or alternatively coming in on the level above via a bridge over the river and over the Memorial Drive onto the new 4,000 square metre plaza, and then break free into the western precinct or the eastern precinct. And as we move up through the ground, you can see that we create a whole range of different sorts of spaces. It's no longer just a beer at the bar or a table of 10 at a corporate function. There's a whole series of opportunities that are created that can be changed and refitted over the life of the project. And so stadium clubs, corporate lounge, the idea of a function room, dining room, and a city dining room in particular that looks over the plaza, over the river to the city and the festival, a really extraordinary space. And I'll show you some images of the views through that later. As we continue to move through the ground, you can see that we have a range of corporate suites and that it would be able to be fitted into the space, as well as terraces, roof terraces on the top that support both the food and beverage provision for the upper tier, but also provide just fabulous terrace views back across the gardens in the city and provide a barbecue terrace, if you like, to enable the celebrations and activities to continue. In a programmatic sense, I'll just run quickly through some areas of the southern component. I think as members of the SACA, everyone's aware that putting on an event is not a case of just strapping on the pads and heading out to the centre. It's a serious logistical operations, and we need to make sure that we can continue to conduct operations in a world of rapidly changing needs and expectations. And so on the south side of the project, effectively where the car park, where I imagine most of you came through tonight, it really is our opportunity to provide all of that infrastructure in a very efficient and integrated manner. So this is a ground level where the car park is at the moment. We'd have the ability to bring team vehicles in through here. It's also got kitchens, stadium operations, waste management and so forth through here. Change rooms on the south side of the ground, and breaking out into a most spectacular multi-purpose space in through here that would form the indoor cricket nets, and also the capacity to use that space for a multiple of events over time, and with a relationship to the green piece at the back of the western stand where the outdoor cricket nets are. And there's opportunities for connections through into the memorial tennis arrangements in through here. As we move up from the ground level, we have an opportunity to put a mezzanine level in because of the volume of space, operational offices, function room, and a mezzanine here, which I'll explain in a three-dimensional drawing shortly. And then finally, as we get onto the plaza, in through here, across the bridge from the city, cafes, food and beverage, facilities, the ability to have major screens that can host live events through onto the plaza itself. Being on that plaza is partly an event in itself. And so we can see on blockbuster event days potentially, people coming to the plaza for an event in its own right. And so from here you can enter into the ground on the south with a great view into the treasured turf itself directly ahead of you, or break free to the left into the western lawns or east and start to deal with the eastern circulation if you haven't come in through the eastern stand itself. As we start to look at that part of the project in 3 dimensions, you can really see this really has got the capacity to be the home of cricket in South Australia. It's an integrated arrangements where we have major public spaces in through here. There's an indoor cricket training facility, relationships back with the outdoor cricket wickets in here. This is significantly bigger than the existing indoor training area. And so you can see that the capacity for the Adelaide Oval to continue to support not just elite cricket, but the development of cricket for the future generations as well. It's a highly used facility. School children, young budding cricketers are taken through this facility all year round, and it really needs to work for them very hard. Part of the arrangements here also give potentially access to the talent, as we were saying, something you can't get at home. From here, you get a view from a mezzanine into the warm-up rooms of either Crows or Port, as the case may be, and the capacity to come through into a hospitality area that then overlooks in a similar way that could be imagined at the Crow Shed in a particular fit-out mode. Again, only during those particular events, and in other times it reverts back into its cricket training facility. This is a section through that area. And again, you can see that we're dealing with 5 different levels of occupiable and inhabitable event space. The upper terrace that overlooks the river, the city dining room in through here. We have the main entrance at plaza level through there, and the capacity even under the plaza to see into either the training facility or the warm-up spaces in through here, with a terrific view back through to the ground. So quite unprecedented in what it offers as an opportunity back to the city.